Good evening.
Gareth, how pleased are you for Jermain and your decision, and do you have any qualms starting him within the squad?
Oh, I think it's a great moment for him. You know, he was thrilled to be back involved in the squad. I think he's enjoyed his week immensely. He's been a good senior professional to have around the team, both in terms of the way he's trained, his professionalism, which has been great for some of the younger players to see, and his finishing in training. And then today, which we expected really, you know, I would have put my house on him scoring at some stage today. So I think he's had a really positive impact on everybody.
But you'd have no qualms about, obviously, 3 months' time at the qualifier, you'd be confident if he had to start again?
Well, I think what it's done, we've selected him on form, and we've got really good competition for places, and we need to have that because you know how many players we were missing from this squad. So for the likes of Jermain to come in, for Michael Keane to come in and play as well as he has done, has been a real bonus for us.
Gareth, is Jermain a realistic proposition for next summer? Because obviously the players in front of him, Harry Kane, Dan, so is Jermain too.
Well, I think we've got to look every time we get together as to who's in form. I don't know if we can have a distinct pecking order because players that are playing well deserve the opportunity. So if we're going to be successful, we've got to have that competition for places. And the reality is we're always going to lose players to injury. We've never been able to field or pick a full cohort. So it's really important that we're able to call upon the likes of Jermain and for him to have the impact that he had in a game like today. But if he's scoring goals in the Premier League and playing as well as he has this season, then there's absolutely no reason why he couldn't.
It's interesting you said there in the Premier League. I mean, is that very important moving forward for him that he's got to be scoring goals in the Premier League?
All right, yeah, I walked into that a bit, didn't I? Well, I guess I go back to what I've said during the week, really. Ideal world for all of our players is that they're playing at a high level and playing regularly. Flip side of that is we don't have a huge pool of players to pick from. So we have to balance off you know, a few different things. I can't constrain myself on selection entirely, but I know ideally what I want to have, and so his performances this season and his goal scoring form are the things that have got him here for sure.
Were there any frustrations today at all?
Well, we'd have liked to have scored more. I think in the sort of opening 55 minutes we could have moved the ball a bit more quickly. We didn't have enough runs in behind the opposition to stretch them. I thought the two substitutes gave us that. You know, they had a good impact on the game. So it's difficult when a team come and pack the defence, and then when you've scored the goal, you know, I think the general feeling of the team was they weren't going to lose the game. Then it's a case of how many you're going to get, and credit to them, they kept pushing and pushing. But the areas around the edge of the penalty area were so tight, and once you've got the second, you've got to balance off, well, you want to be adventurous and you want to keep pushing for the third, which we did. But also you'd be foolish to concede on the counter and switch off. So I thought it's one of those afternoons where it's job done. I'm not going to eulogise over the performance, but the overall week I think has been a really positive one in setting the tone of how we want to work. I think the players have got a good feel about them, good spirit. They can see the direction we want to head, and for sure we'll play better than we did today.
Raheem set up the goal for me, took him off after an hour. Just give me your thoughts on his performance for that hour.
Well, I think with creative players, you know, they're going to try things, and sometimes those things are going to come off, and sometimes they're not. He was a little bit tight in his back before the game and at half time. So, you know, that was partly in my mind. And also I just felt we, you know, had Marcus and Jamie that would threaten him behind a bit more. You know, Raheem probably likes to come and receive to feet a lot. And at that stage of the game, Adam and Dele were playing well, and so that was the decision I took, really.
But in terms of his assist, I mean, that's the sort of thing that he was, you know, giving away after 20 minutes and not particularly, you know, sort of laborious, perhaps in a way changing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, he's a player we really like. We don't have a lot of players in the country who can beat people in 1v1 situations, and you know, he's explosive in those tight areas, and he's going to get better and better. You know, again, it's a young team today, particularly young centre-back pairing, and Raheem is still improving all the time, and he's got the hunger and the desire to improve as well. He's a ballsy player, and I like that about him.
Yeah, when we're looking at the group now, it was very, very positive for you. Just one word on Lallana as well, was excellent game.
Yeah, I think he was. I thought Lallana, Kyle Walker, excellent. Adam injects something. You know, he created a really good opening just before the first goal, and the game in tight areas, his quick feet and his quick brain stand out. So it wasn't an easy game for us to press, because as soon as you pressed, it was going longer. So there weren't so many opportunities for us to turn the ball over high up the pitch and then counter on them. But you know, he starts that press off, and he's a player I've been really, really impressed with in terms of his mentality and his ability. Yeah, I mean, it's in our hands, which is the most important thing. We still have a lot to do. You know, the home games are the important ones for us in terms of the direct opposition in positions 2 and 3 at the moment. But we know what going to Scotland is going to be like, and we've got to go and play on a plastic pitch in Lithuania. So there's still plenty to do, and also we've got to keep looking to improve with every camp we have and every performance we have.
Nigel Edley.
You said, we heard Marcus Rashford the other day say he's learning how to be a different sort of striker in each game he plays. Is it always your intention to play on the wide area?
No, I just thought that at that moment of the game, the way that he's trained and the impact he's had in training in the last couple of days, he looked sharp. He took that into the game, transferred that into the game, and I felt it would give us another goal scorer at a time where I wanted a bit of an injection into the game.
Were you slightly concerned, having been on the yellow card, that when Rashford went down towards the end that the referee might show the second yellow card?
Yeah, I didn't think about it until somebody just mentioned it to me. So I've not seen the actual challenge for the second yellow card, and I've not seen whether he was pushed for the first. But something I'll have to have a look at after.
You said there are no designated pecking order in the team, well, so it should be. But I remember when you were playing, a certain Andrew Shearer once won 13 games without scoring for England, and yet the manager persisted with it. Could that happen in your squad?
No, probably not.
Next question.
When you look at the formations, I just want to ask you about the formation. There are two exciting sides in the Premier League, Tottenham and Chelsea playing 3 at the back. Now you tried 3 at the back, Shirley, I thought that was quite successful.
Yeah.
Today is 4 at the back. Do you have any sort of preferences in the reasons for that?
We felt that today gave us an additional attacking player, and we also changed the profile of our second midfield player as well to be more attacking, because we knew we'd have a lot of the ball, and playing with wing backs wasn't going to give us anything extra today, because our full-backs were the ones that were going to provide the width anyway, and then we had 4 more attacking players inside that. So for the game today, we didn't think there would be any benefit in either starting that way or changing to it. It was just going to be a case of maybe different profiles of players at different times to affect that. but no, we like the system. We like the three at the back. I played it a lot as a player, and it worked really well for us in the game the other night. So the good thing is now every coach that plays against us has got to prepare for two systems. So I'm able to, they're going to have to work a bit harder, which is great.
Gareth, you said we don't have many players sort of good in sort of one-on-one situations in an attacking sense. Why is that? And is that something that you're going to try to encourage more at the younger levels as well?
Well, I think I've got enough on my plate without going back to junior football. But I guess, we've got some players coming through our junior system who are that way. But the top players in the world are probably players who are able to take out people one against one. And I'm not certain why we don't have loads, but I don't know what the situation is with that in other countries either, really. So it's definitely an asset that you want, especially against teams that defend in depth and in numbers. And Raheem can do it in one way, and Dele's another one that can do it in different ways, and Adam also is capable of doing it with different movements. So I suppose the difference between those two in terms of Raheem is his explosive speed over that short distance. It's great to have those sort of options that we've got in the team.
Any further questions? Okay, thank you very much. We'll just have a short briefing for the UK daily newspapers.